What is up, guys? Scott with Never Hedge, back for another MMAT update. And today is looking pretty good, up 62 cents so far. We did briefly sniff the $8 mark, but there is a huge amount of resistance at this $8 mark here. So we sniffed it here back on 6:30, 7-1. We got pretty close. And then every time, boom, big sell-off. Some people are calling it a short ladder attack. I haven't seen anything that would confirm that. It is entirely possible, but it could just be profit takers, people that got in low, selling off, taking profits, all that stuff. RSI looking solid at 46.8. MACDs are looking okay. Looking just okay. Slightly bearish, if I'm honest, but not worried about it. I did want to get to the short update here. As of a couple of minutes ago, there were only 200 shares available to short here, up from a high of 200,000 a little while ago, and then down to 200 right now. And then, are you ready for this? The short borrow fee rates, 125%. It even got a little higher than that 3 hours ago at 135%. This is absolutely ludicrous. MMAT did have their shareholder call today. It was a complete fucking waste of time if you've done any due diligence on this company at all. I think they're basically just reading their previous PRs that they've already released. However, if you just blindly bought into this company and without doing any research on it whatsoever and didn't even know what they did or that the merger happened, it was probably fairly informative, but again, nothing new came out of that. Anyways, moving on, they did have another release today on a project that did not say whether or not this was coming to market, just that the project was successful on a non-invasive glucose sensing system. For anyone who has been living under a rock, obesity in America is obesity as well as diabetes is a pretty fucking serious problem. I think there are 100 million people in the country have pre-diabetes, and I think there are I think it's about 30 million people have full-on type 2 diabetes. This is a pretty significant project that they've completed, where they've developed a biosensing prototype that will monitor blood glucose levels without having to prick your finger. And as they go down deeper into this, so it's pretty widely known that glucose there's a pretty weak signal for it in, here we go. Yes, so accurately measuring glucose without drawing blood must overcome a number of challenges, including the weak signature of the glucose molecule compared to other tissue components and water, the signal interface from the biological substances, calibrating for the effects of environmental factors such as ambient temperature and skin moisture, said Timos Kalos, co-founder and chief science officer of Meta. In this work, we have demonstrated that combining optical and radio wave sensors with data processing using artificial intelligence improves accuracy compared to standalone sensors. We are continuing development of the system, seeking new strategic partners, and planning to conduct preclinical human studies scheduled to start this summer. And it is, in fact, this summer, so it should be coming up pretty soon. And so it will be interesting to see how accurate this thing is, because if anyone has ever used a bioelectrical impedance body fat measure, they are very inaccurate, depending, or the readouts you would get vary wildly depending on a number of factors, some of which they've alluded to here in the glucose monitor. But with the the bioelectrical impedance, the body fat monitors, that they have some where you just hold on to the handles, or some scales have it where if you step on barefoot, it'll just send like a weak electrical current through your body, and then it'll complete the circuit on your other foot, and that gives a rough estimate of how much fat you have in your body. So the more fat you have in your body, the longer the signal takes to get from one side of the circuit to the other. And somehow they, using calculations that are being done on the monitor, will give you a readout, but that is also very variable depending on how much water you've had, or if you're sweating or something like that. So hopefully they've addressed these factors in the glucose, because glucose monitoring is going to be another order of magnitude greater in difficulty, because of the fact that they have to go through and parse out, I don't know how the hell they're going to do this, other, red blood cells, platelets, white blood cells, things like that, in order to somehow recognize the glucose molecule without actually taking blood out. I know the company Sensionics, stock symbol SENS, I did some research on this earlier in the year. They are developing, I think they already have developed a wearable implant that is just on your shoulder. And so I think there's a micro needle or something in that, where you just put your phone up to it and it'll give you a readout of your blood glucose levels. But that is actually something that is using blood to get the data from. But hopefully these people working on this project are smarter than my dumb self. We will see how the clinical trials go, but that is a good sign that they have developed a non-invasive glucose monitoring system, because of the gigantic market for diabetes care and just healthcare in general. So I think that is just about going to do it for this one, guys. As always, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more updates on Metamaterials, as well as other stocks and tokens we like. And I thank you guys so much for watching this far, and I'll see you in the next video.